Hey everybody, welcome back to another War of the Visions update video. Today we're going to be talking about the new patch that's dropping tonight. We don't have all the information yet, like which new characters are going to be featured in the banner and in the shops, but we do know a little bit. So let's talk about that, and maybe even we'll have some information come out while I'm doing this video. Before we talk about the new stuff, let's quickly take a look at what's leaving War of the Visions. So if we go into our summons here, we're going to notice that Miranda's here for another full week. Gives you lots of time to get those shards, and you can also get the new Lamia Queen Vision card as well. That means that they're just going to roll over these guaranteed summons, which I'm not really interested in because I don't spend that much money. But the thing that is truly, bumming out the masses is that Rob and Mashery are leaving the shop. And if you're anything like me, you just love these two. And by these two, I mean I like Mashery. She's cool. I'm actually going to be working on Mashery. But Rob is the bane of my existence, and him leaving the shop is deserved, and I hope he never returns. We're also going to be losing the Odin summon. So if you didn't get Odin, then man, I guess that's just something that you're always going to be hoping you pull from now on. I mean, I know I will. It's such a good card, so I really hope that in the future I can pull it just randomly in a banner. Other than that, we are going to be losing some events as well. We're going to lose our unit training supportive quest, which is, I mean, it's always good. It's a good, to have those daily little quests. That's a bummer. We're also going to be losing our equipment training quest for the smart coat, and also the, I guess, is that the golden helm? Probably, I didn't do it. But we're going to keep our secret book quest and our sleep sword and golden axe quest, so those are good. The secret book quest is the #1 thing to be farming right now, because those books are just so handy. You can stockpile, especially accessory and equipment. Like that's the armor ones. Those aren't going away. You're always going to need those. Maybe you're going to be done with swords after the Nagranock. You've already built a billion swords. How many sword users can you have? So, but with these, the accessories and the armor, that's just really, really important. And you do also have the other ones. So like, for example, I'm just trying to get enough gun books to work on Ryryu's weapon, and then after that point, oh my goodness, and he's kind of off here. Let's get him, put him right there. So that's what's staying and that's what's going. So let's take a look at what's coming in. So we only have a few notices so far, but they are pretty important ones. For the biggest thing that's coming in is this Iron Giant event, and this is the challenge quest. So to give you an idea, if you haven't heard of this yet, this is something that you are going to try to beat by the time that it leaves. So if you haven't checked out AOG on YouTube, aka Cabbage, he is a guy that is playing the Japanese version of this game. He also plays the global version of this game, and he is the best War of the Visions YouTuber in my opinion. He is so chill, so much fun to watch, and he has a really awesome guide on the Iron Giant video, or sorry, a video on the Iron Giant, and you should definitely check that out. It's going to give you an idea of, like, he's in Japan. On his account, he's what's considered a whale, so even with his account, to get all of the stars took him all the way until the end of the event. So that is pretty impressive, and you can see that this event is going to run for a little while. It's going to run for 2 weeks, so we have a lot of time to be attempting this, but it is going to be a difficult event. The golden armor that you can farm on this, you can buy that in the store, and from what I understand, this isn't going to be that easy of a farming quest, but let's take a quick look at the golden armor just so we know what we're getting. Okay, so here we are on the equipment calculator for War of the Visions, and I'll put the link to this in the description if you haven't seen this yet. This is an awesome website, and you definitely need to be using this for looking up stuff when you're crafting. So here's the golden armor. You can see that it's got a vital, shield, and barrier version, so you can go for HP, defense, or spirit, and I think you're going to be wanting to go for the shield one because the spirit is not that high. You might have other stuff that gives you that spirit, especially if you have a TMR slot, and Same thing with the HP. There are lots of good ways to get HP, although 683 is a pretty big boost to HP. But the shield version, 18 defense, is a significant amount of defense. It does, however, come at a cost. You're going to be losing a decent amount of accuracy if you're unable to get that down, and you're also going to lose some evasion, which is not a big deal because you're building yourself to be tanky, so you might as well just bank on that you're going to be taking less damage than be trying to evade. So this is the opposite of going for the evade route, and you're also going to lose a little bit of agility, which is not always a terrible thing in PvP, at least at the beginning of a match. So 18 defense, for reference, is as far as I saw, it was the highest defense that I saw. It's certainly higher than TMR defenses, and if we go to look at something in comparison, we could go take a look at something like the Iron Plate, which is the rare version. That's going to have 15 defense on the shield version, and if we go look at something like the Mithril Armor, which is the SR, you're going to be looking at 13 defense. This is the piece that you build for your evade, mind you, and the added bonus that it has. So we have strike attack resistance on the Mithril Armor, which is a little more obscure than what we're going to get on the golden armor, which is slash attack resistance. And if you're not aware, slash attack is the most common attack. It is everywhere in PvP because you have just all of your tanks are slashes. All your DPS, you're seeing a ton of Orlandos, you're seeing a ton of Ramses, you're seeing lots of Sterns. There's so much slash attack out there that this is a really nice pairing. We've got our slash attack and our defense, and then you're not getting a bad amount of HP by any means, even on the shield version. So this really is a tank's piece of gear. So this is a cool piece of gear. You can, honestly, if you want that slash attack though, I believe if we go over to the Iron Plate, you're going to get slash attack here as well. You're going to get some defense here as well, and you're not going to have to worry about the accuracy issues or the evade issues. So this is a really, really solid budget version. If you take a look, we only need 345 books to max out this Iron Plate, but the golden armor is going to need 1,125 books. So there's definitely a budget version of this that I would recommend doing, and something that I would do, but it doesn't seem like this is this Iron Giant is that farmable anyway, so it's just a nice bonus from what I understand, and I could be wrong on that. Maybe it is farmable for some people. It's probably not going to be for me, and besides that, I'm going to be doing those book quests anyway, so let's move on. Next up on our list, we have the 5 million downloads Part 2, and this is also going to have 2,500 Visiore for you. It also has the rainbow fragment in the banner, in the login bonus, which is bad and good depending on when you want it. If you're patient, it's obviously way better than spending 1 million gil on it, but if you're impatient like me, then you want to buy it right away. And so from what I understand, it being in the login bonus means that we won't get to buy one in the store. So I mean, overall, it's a good thing, but I really wanted to 6-star my Phoebe, and I need to wait for this to come out before I can do that. Otherwise, we're going to get some Magicite ticket, like a 500 medium Magicite summon ticket, which is really solid. So if you have an Esper in mind that you want to raise, that's going to happen very soon here. And then otherwise, we'll get a new store and just like all these regular goodies. So this is really solid. Looking forward to this. This really does mark, like, how many of these have we had? Honestly, we've had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million. We had the chapter 5 or it was the chapter 6 begins celebration. We've had the FFT celebration. There's just been so many different celebrations. They really do give you a lot of Visiore in this game, and I know that there's issues with shards and people talking about dupes and all this stuff, but I mean, in my personal opinion and preference, I really am happy with the amount of stuff they give us. It's really solid. And then otherwise, we're going to have another story coming out, and that is really important because that's going to give us a bunch of awakening materials, hopefully a rainbow shard, if not rainbow orbs or something. But I'm also just really excited to play through the story. Every time we get new story coming out, I sit down on my couch with my tablet and I play through it manually, and I enjoy it. So definitely looking forward to this, especially since we might finally get to meet Glaciella, who is a character that's not even out in Japan yet, but she is in the story. So very, very excited to finally meet her if possible. So that's going to be it. There's not really any new updates to put on the calendar, because besides the Iron Giant quest, because we're still going to be farming book quests. That's your priority. We're going to get some new login stuff, some new story, but there's not a ton coming in this patch unless they put out some updates tonight, which I don't think that there have been. I don't know if that refreshes automatically. Yeah, so we don't have anything else announced. There should be some sort of banner coming tomorrow with some featured units, so it's very exciting to think about what those units might be. But until then, we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the video, by the way. So feel free to leave a comment, a like, a sub. I appreciate all of those things, and it really helps out my channel, so I really do appreciate everybody that's able to do that. And with that said, now we're going to take off, so we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can show your support with a like and subscribe, and by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/MysidiaGaming. Until next time, keep it real, Mysidians.